Welcome to Homeschool Fun and Easy Session 3. Here it is. Session 3 is called Inner Peace. It's the start of a new long-term learning series called Do Your Peace, and it's in support of an organisation called Peace One Day. An organisation that I've been a part of for over a decade now as a lead educator, as an education consultant, and it's just a massively enriching part of my background that I want to take and then share with you through the production of high impact learning with real world influence, to actually become a peacemaker. This is the session print for the week. I make a new session print each and every week with a completely new learning objective, and it's made and tailored specifically for parents and children to take and run with. It includes the print exclusively for your child, a parent guide, which also comes in the form of a flip guide. So it's optimized on a phone for you to just flip through the session step by step with all the links in the palm of your hand, referencing the actual pages in the session print so you can take it and just lead with confidence, or allowing your child to go through these sessions independently using the flip guide and the session print. And then also you get a resource pack. So here's the resource pack for this week. And we've got some really cool activities in this session that I think, some of them, I don't know if they've really been done before, and certainly not in this way. And that's what I try and do every week. I try and make it original. I try and make it real learning that will sink deep into your child's being, not only in terms of what they cognitively understand, but also just emotional well-being, emotional intelligence, and general knowledge, capability, kindness, these things that are really important. And I think we achieved that in this session. I've done it with my children already because I prototype all of these sessions with my 3 children first, then I polish and refine them before publishing it and giving it to you. Okay? If you want to find out more about this and the membership and you want to become a member, go to funandeasy.club. Incredible value membership that is constructing a long-term learning journey for you and your child to grow with your child. All right? And I'm doing this with my own children first and then giving it to you. So I really am putting everything into this. So with all that said, let's break down step by step, briefly, session 3 in the weekly walkthrough, Inner Peace. So you're going to get the session print. This is exclusively for your child, as I mentioned, and each week we have a different design on the front cover, just like a magazine, to bring that magazine vibe into the learning journey. Fun and easy, fun for the child, easy for you, okay? So here's the cover for this weekly print. Inner Peace, your greatest power is here and now. So there's a little hint as to where this session goes and what it involves, but yeah, once you open it up, you get to the greetings, the introduction for the child. This is a reading passage for them to read through so they can practice their reading with you. Welcome to a brand new series in Homeschool Fun and Easy. It's called Do Your Peace. It's all about your happiness, your inner strength, your voice, your light. But let's be honest, the world struggles. People argue. Emotions get loud. Sometimes, even inside us, things feel messy. That's part of being human. And sometimes we forget our peace. In this series, we're going to do something bold. We're going to practice peace. We'll express ourselves, create things, and share kindness to help others and help the world. But wait, before we do all that, what is peace? Maybe you've heard the word before. Maybe you have some idea, but you're not quite sure. Maybe it's something you've never really thought about. This session dives into that question. You'll explore what peace feels like, looks like, and sounds like, and you'll begin your journey as a peacemaker, focusing first on your inner peace. Let's go. So the session opens with that question, what is peace? Okay, and to kind of help answer that question, we're referring and using a book that's already available freely on YouTube, okay, and watching that book being read out. I think it's a 12-minute reading, 12-minute book, while working through page 1, as you can see here. And on the page, there's a number of quotes that are from the book, which I got my children to read before listening, and then ask them to, listen out when they arrive, when the narrator reads that part of the book, and then write in a timestamp here, and then answer a question in relation to that quote. And what that does is it kind of pins their ears to hang on every word of the book a little bit more, okay? But the book is a great sort of introduction to the question, to answering the question, what is peace? And actually, my children watched it 2 or 3 times. And I would recommend you do at least twice, because it's quite a long book. Maybe for a young child, there's a lot of information to digest. Also, feel free at any point to just pause. If your child has a question, or even if there's something that you want to stop and reflect upon, pause the video and then play again when it feels right. So then it ends with, becoming a peacemaker. Let's go back. The world needs peacemakers. Are you ready to become one? Because the last quote is about being a peacemaker. And that then leads the direction of this session. And we start by looking at 3 levels of energy, because the book talks about thoughts, words, and actions. And for children to learn that this is how we can give out 3 levels of energy to the world: our thoughts, our words, our actions. And I ask my children, if I'm thinking about doing something kind for mum, is that going to make a big difference in the world? No, the answer was, it's a good start. It needs to start with a thought. Everything starts with a thought. These small nuggets of wisdom that we're planting with our children now, that they can carry forward through their whole learning journey and life and social interactions, etc. So if I then spoke about doing something really nice, and then you heard about it, and you heard about it, and we now knew that I was planning to do something nice for mum, would that take that energy to a next level? Yes. Okay, and if I actually did something nice, what energetic level is that? Is that the most or the least? The most. So there is this understanding of the 3 levels of energy. We kind of took that, and from this list of words, this box of words from the book, and some that I've provided and some that you can write in and your child can, we're then basically labeling each as either a thought, a word, or an action using the child's own key. You then take 4 key words, the 4 best words that they like most in thoughts, in words, and actions, and fill out this table. And that is going to be used on the next part of the session, which is a really hands-on activity. But at this point, we were probably 45 minutes, an hour in already, because we'd watched the video, we were pausing the video. It took some time going through this list of words here. A lot of them they didn't yet know. So we're filling our child's vocabulary with all these incredible words to do with peacemaking, right? And just emotional intelligence. So it took us a while to get to this point alone. But then once they filled out the table, it was then time to do some colouring, just to let go of sort of the writing and the pen and the thinking and the watching and talking about stuff and learning new words, and just a moment of peace and quiet and stillness for the child to colour this beautiful mandala. And the encouragement is that while they're doing that, they're internally thinking about the words that they've written down above. So you get to this sheet, page 4, and this is where they're going to make a peacemaking spin wheel, okay? And the directions are provided in the parent guide. My children love this activity. It's a really hands-on activity, and you're basically building an interactive spin wheel that takes your 4 best peacemaking words to do with thoughts, words, and energy. Something that they can refer to and just play with and move. Peace in my home, okay, and then coming up with a thought, a word, and action. Peace inside me, thought, word, action. As this folder grows, the Homeschool Fun and Easy folder grows, you look back at things like this, you flick through it, all the sessions, and you actually interact with it. It's an interactive physical folder. It's a beautiful thing, okay? Then we're taking that sort of that theme of concentric circles and then creating this, where we're talking about circles of influence. So this session is called My Inner Peace, and this is what really brings that into the child's awareness, the inner peace, because we walk through different areas that we can influence peace, from our own inner peace all the way up to world peace, and the degree of influence we have. And it's a nice way to ground the child, not only in the fact that one person can't create peace in the world, although it doesn't mean we can't work towards it, but that the most important area to focus is our own inner peace, and then emanate from there outwards. So once we've done that, we then went to another book, which was shorter and just very gentle, talking about that inner peace, exploring it, navigating it, how you lose it and then how to find it. And then bringing it back to sort of the key message at the start of this session and on the front cover, your greatest power is here and now, okay? And then getting the child to ground in their here and now, wherever you may be or they may be when they are working through this session. And it's just a way to then bring them to the here and now through all senses. Finally, peace in practice. Okay, today is your gift, that's why it's called the present. A lovely message for a child to read and receive, and also sort of bringing back to the power of here and now, okay? And then effectively taking all that we've done in the session, cementing it in the process of meditation or stillness, and doing this with your child. Here I am doing it with my children in our garden at the end of our session, and you know, it's a lovely practice to instill in children. So there are some extension activities in the parent guide as well to kind of help bring meditation and mindfulness more into our lives, which is no easy feat. And as I close this walkthrough, something that I mentioned in the parent guide and that I'll mention right here and now is that this session, this series, is as much for us as adults, as parents, as it is for our children. In fact, probably more so, because the child of 6 to 12 they're in this chapter of pure innocent childhood, and they're just exploring the world with wonder. Adults, we're probably a little bit more jaded, more scarred, and you know, for us it's important that we navigate our own inner peace, and that is a journey, an ongoing journey, and in a way it's a battle, right? But it's part and process of being human. Being human is a complex journey, as it says in the opening passage. Sometimes even inside us, things feel messy. That's part of being human. That's a part of the human journey. We're also blessed with incredible opportunity and gifts on this world. So I just want to kind of end this walkthrough with a note to you as a parent that this series, Do Your Peace, is equally targeted towards you and myself as well as the child, and that this is a series that will very much translate into real world action, getting out there, connecting with other people, making peace through an educational journey. It's not just about the theory or academics, it's active learning that brings it to life in the real world. All right, so that's Homeschool Fun and Easy Session 3, Inner Peace, the start of a long-term series called Do Your Peace. If you want to become a member of Homeschool Fun and Easy, hop over to funandeasy.club, where you can join at an incredible rate. I really believe that this is a fantastic opportunity for parents that really care about the learning of their child in a holistic sense. Fun for the child, easy for you. I do it with my own children first, I prototype it, and then I polish it and give it to you so that you get the very best. If that sounds of interest, go to funandeasy.club. Until the next weekly walkthrough, session 4, I'll see you then. And yeah, much love and happy learning.